I'm Bill Lancaster, and I'm going to be your host for this this video on. Oh, my compressor just came on. Maybe it'll go off in a second. I'm going to be your host for this video on making a walking cane. So let me show you a cane I've already made, so you can kind of get an idea. You see this brass handle? You get those handles from a company called Lathe, and then with it you can also get one of these long sticks. That was a sycamore stick, and it just comes with the bark. So you don't have to put the bark, you don't have to take the bark off, you don't have to put it on the lathe. In fact, it won't go on the lathe because it's crooked. But you get these parts from a company called Lathe. So what I'm going to do today is make a maple walking cane. Excuse me. And I have the parts of the maple cane here. It's going to be it's about the same length as the other walking cane. I'll turn it round on the lathe and join it together with this really neat coupler. These couplers come from Lathe, and you see when you get it installed, it makes a nice little band of brass around there, but it unscrews into two. So you see these two parts of it, and I can't do it with one hand, but that unscrews and re-screws to put the two parts of the cane together. So this cane's just a little too long to put on my lathe, so I've cut it in, not really in half, but roughly a third and 2/3, and we'll turn it round that way and then put it together. I'm using a 2-jaw chuck, and the reason I'm using that 2-jaw chuck is because I can center this piece exactly. It has a hole in the end of it right down here. It was drilled there by a friend of mine, and with that hole I don't have a drive that will fit into that hole that will make the cane turn true. But this particular 2-jaw chuck, and I just got the jaws that go on my Vic Mark chuck, it will hold that thing very true. And then when I get it round, I can also put it in there with a little pad to keep from marring up the wood. And then I'm going to drill this hole with this brad point drill. These are drills that you can get, and they have a little sharp point on them, and you can drill exactly where you want that thing to go. Now I have already drilled this, but I'm going to show you how it works just so you see. And this Jacob's chuck has a Morse taper on the end. It goes into your tailstock, and you see I can just drill that thing right out. And I've marked it with this tape for the depth, so you can see I just drill it again just so you can see. Oh, that's not good. Okay, turn off the lathe for safety. Reseat that in the Jacob's chuck in the Morse taper, and get that thing back in there. Okay, there we go. That's dangerous. If you don't get that thing stabilized and stopped, and it flies out on you, first thing you know, you're gonna have this thing going and then it's gonna go off into space, and you could hurt yourself. So we just got that thing stabilized. Now we're gonna put this handle on the cane with another thing from Lathe. This is called a handle installation kit, and you just thread it on the inside, thread it on the outside. You can put this on the inside of your cane like that, and then thread the link like that on top of it. But a friend of mine likes to use use all thread rods from Ace Hardware or Lowe's, any place, Home Depot, and they probably work better, but I'll probably get that. So I'm going to turn this around now, and get back to you as soon as I have both parts of it turned around. I need to drill out another hole in that. You see I've got it marked for the center. Drill a hole for that, for the other part of that coupler to go into. So I'm going to leave you for now, and we'll come back together after I get this thing turned around. Bye. Okay, I think all the cane parts have come, and I can proceed to finishing this project. I have the two parts of the cane itself, this long shaft. I've got to taper it down from about a little over an inch here to 3/4 of an inch down to here, and then that last little bit's going to be a half an inch. Last little bit's going to be a half an inch where I've got to put it down inside of the rubber foot. That'll be 3/4. Be 3/4 from there, tapered up to almost an inch at the other end. Okay, the parts that I have are this rubber foot, kind of a large rubber foot, this wonderful brass handle, and I'll go on with this coupler, which you see kind of unscrews, and this other part of it will go in there. This long all-thread shaft will go down inside the wooden shank with some epoxy, and then this little coupler, which I always use to join the two halves of the cane together. I think that's all of it. This is the 15-minute epoxy I'm going to be using. It gives me 13 minutes of working time, so we'll see how that goes. And then as soon as I get all this done, tapered down, sanded, and then epoxied all together, I will show you the finished product, which will be probably tomorrow. Bye. Okay, we've got everything all done now, and this is the finished bottom part of the cane. I have this little half inch to fit the base of the cane, half inch, 3/4, and then that. The two pieces of the cane have all been finished, sanded, and I have 3 coats of Waterlocks on them. Waterlocks is an old varnish that you used. It's the tung oil based, and it's used. It's like a varnish, but you have to let it cure overnight or dry. It takes a long time to dry. All we have left to do is to put these pieces together, and along with the handle, which is this wonderful piece, and this is the easiest, satisfying part of it. These jaws, if you use that kind of jaw, you have to pad them. If you use that kind of jaw on a round piece, like that, you've got to pad them somehow. And I use this shelf liner. It's kind of a foamy stuff to pad them. And the epoxy has got to cure. This is I can kind of judge how the epoxy is doing inside the wood by looking at this. The stick is in there solid. So, but if you touch the surface of the epoxy in there, it's a little sticky. So let's put this thing together and see what we got. Now we're just going to screw these parts together. I'm not going to put a lot of pressure on them because I want that epoxy to cure. It needs to cure for 72 hours according to the instructions. It's a long time, but I'm going to wait that long. Now here goes the handle. Let me get the other way around here. This connector is screwed to an inner connector, and I put it on there because there's a little bit of epoxy here, and I just want to make sure that that connector is seated in the epoxy, and it did. So there's the handle, and let's put the foot on it. I'm not going to glue this foot if I can help it. I just want it to sit there, And if it'll stay put, I'll be fine. So there's our completed cane, everybody, see? So that's how you do it. At least that's how I do it. So you can find your own way. And that'll be all. Bye.